So Sky and Radio leads the lead. Everybody else has got up to 2 questions. Sani, when you're ready.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Monday night, under the lights. So you've got a bit of time before that game. How are you spending this weekend?
Working, to be honest. So we have to prepare, of course, the group for important opener for us. And yes, we will spend lots of time on the training ground and prepare for it. So it's also good and beneficial right now. Also to have a few more time and sessions on the training pitch, and for that we stay concentrated and focused. And whenever there is a bit of time, we have also one eye on all the other games to watch a few results and a few performances. But we're mainly concentrated on ourselves.
There's been quite a few reports on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What would a striker like him bring to Leeds? And can you give us an update on where that situation's at all?
Yes, we have not officially announced it, but we are more or less under us right now. So, and it happens just in this minute. So he will support us and will be from this afternoon a member of our squad. And of course, we're all pretty happy and delighted that Dominic will wear a Leeds shirt from now on.
So what would you like to see him do in the Leeds shirt when he does get that chance? What qualities can he bring?
Yes, first of all, it's important, and we've spoken quite honest and open about that we're still awake on the fullback position, but especially also to add some quality in our offense on several positions. And Dominic obviously is a proven player on Premier League level. First of all, it's important also for our new signings. We want to sign players as a newly promoted side who have delivered already on a top level. But they are also still in a good age on the way up the hill in their career, not already on the way down. So these boxes are all ticked by Dominic. He's in a really good age. He has proven on Premier League level, has way more than 200 Premier League games, has scored nearly 60 goals on this level. I think 11 appearances for the England team, has scored 4 goals. So we don't have to speak about his qualities. He has more or less all the skills that you would like your striker also to have. Yeah, of course. His last few seasons were a bit interrupted by a few injuries, but also by doing this, he still managed to play 26 games, for example, last season. A chance for him also to revive his career and to reach former heights when he was really outstanding also on Premier League level. And also a big chance for us because we got a proven Premier League player. So the key is for him right now also not to be over-motivated. We will build his fitness step by step so that he finds also the confidence better back in his body, and then also his confidence and his rhythm back. And if he do so, then he has shown what he can do, and he can be outstanding for us. And yes, hopefully he will do this. And we're all happy to have him.
And finally, just on a returning player, Jack Harrison had a mixed reaction from some sections of the Leeds support. He'd be facing against his old team as well in Everton. What would your message be to anyone who's maybe not so sure what he can do in a Leeds shirt this season?
Yes, I've mentioned it several times. So Jack is, again, also meanwhile a proven Premier League player. So he's in a good age, a top character, hardworking. Always, and mixed reactions are also normal once a player was away on loan. I had similar situations with Brendan Aronson. Everyone was a bit in doubt once he came back, and he has proven that he wants to work his socks off for this club, and he has won all our supporters back. Or with Junior Firpo, when I came in, everyone told me he was the worst signing ever in the club history, and I've said, no, wait, this guy will be outstanding for us on championship level. Yes, and he went as a hero with being in the team of the season. So everyone has always a chance, also like with good work, with good performances, also to win the trust back of the supporters. And I can confirm that Jack definitely has already won all the stuff and all the players back who have followed us during preseason, because his behavior was top class. He's working very hard. And is an unbelievably nice teammate. Right now, it's up to him with good performances, with hard work, also to win the trust of our supporters back. And if you do so, our supporters have a good feeling if someone really works for this club and gives everything to represent this club. And if he shows this, and he has all chances also to win them back. And it's up to him right now. And I'm pretty sure he will try to grab his chance with both hands.
Hi, Daniel. Just on the sort of team news ahead of the weekend, Jayden Bogle was your concern, one of your concerns. How fit is he? Will he play? And are you concerned that anybody might go before then?
It will be a late decision with Jayden. Obviously, he was an outstanding performer in the last season for us. Also, pre-season was really good. Sadly, he was right now out for 2.5 weeks with this injury. He was part integrated into team training the first time on Wednesday. This afternoon, he will join us in team training the first time for the full training session. And then it depends on how his body will react. So we have, thank God, 4 more days or 4 more training sessions today, Saturday, Sunday, and also Monday morning. And then we will see. So I think if he comes through this 4 sessions, he's definitely a topic for the squad. For how many minutes he's then ready, we will see. But the good thing is with him, his overall fitness level was on a top level because he has played so many games. He had a good preseason so far. Yes, of course, not ideal that he was out for 2.5 weeks, but there's still a chance for him also to grab a proper amount of minutes for Monday. But it all depends on how his body reacts right now when he returns back to team training.
Any fears of anybody leaving before then?
No, I don't think so. We are pretty much in the tunnel right now, also to prepare, and for that in football on this level, you never say never, and you never know what happens. But no indications for this at the moment. So I think I will have all the players who are with us right now also available for Monday.
Dan, I think it was clear that with Norwich that you weren't backed coming into both seasons really. How backed do you feel this time, particularly with the arrival of Calvert-Lewin?
Yes, I like to also to speak open and honest about our status, and I've given praise to our key people so far. I've mentioned several times that I think we're on a really good path. We've done a lot in the central defense and central midfield on the goalkeeper position, also fullback position with Gabi Gudmundsson. I made it also clear that I think we need to strengthen our squad. Perhaps or probably on one more fullback position, but especially also in the offense. And with Dominic, it's a first step. It's an important step for us, of course, but there's still business to be done. I know. So as a newly promoted side, and especially once you have to be a bit careful also in terms of what you can spend in terms of PSR and topics like this. You have to be patient sometimes because we won't do anything crazy that more or less limits the club also for the future. But I also feel that everyone is a club very ambitious in order to make sure that we have the best possible squad available in order to give ourselves a chance also to establish us on Premier League level. Again, the last seasons have proved how difficult it is for newly promoted sides to stay in this league. And although several clubs have spent lots of money, it's not the guarantee always that you can survive. So you have to do it in a smart way, also in a sensible way, and also in a careful way. And this is what we are trying to do. So there is no doubt that we need reinforcements, especially in the offense. There's no doubt Dominic is definitely a first step, but it can't be the only step. We need a few more. But overall, we're on a good path. We're also prepared for the first games. And then I hope when the transfer window is over in the end of August, we have then also a squad who is capable to fight also for being more or less the first team who breaks also this curse of the newly promoted side, because we have one clear target: we want to stay in this league.
So is that when you walk out on Monday night, is the mindset survive or thrive? Is it 17th's fine, guys, or is it more than that?
Our mindset in each and every game will be a bit like why we started once football. So you started football because you want to win the game of football with your mates, and you were not thinking about the table or money or contracts or survival anyhow. You just want to go out, want to play football, and want to be the better side. And this is what we will try to do. It's an occasion for us to win 1 or 3 points, and of course, I think the atmosphere will be great. It's the first time since a while for this amazing supporters that they are allowed to celebrate and enjoy a Premier League game. And I think the atmosphere under floodlights will be amazing, and we want to enjoy it. And the most enjoyable is when you're there with a good performance and with a good game. So it's not like during the game we will think about, okay, we need in the end close to 40 points to survive, or whatever, 1 point average per game. We know this in the back of our of our mind. But on Monday night, it will be just like we go out, want to be there with the best possible performance and also with the best possible result against a really good opponent. So we are respectful. We know how difficult it will be against a side of David to create chances, to open them and to create chances. They are really good side. At a really good second half of the last season, have had ambitious signings. We know it will be difficult, but nevertheless, we are looking forward to have this first game on Premier League level again, and everyone is excited. And we want to be successful as possible in this game.
Thank you.
Hi there. Can Dominic actually help you with preparation for Everton, because he knows them all, same as Jack?
No, so these days are over that you speak too much with the players and they give you some insights, because nowadays we also analyze the opponents in each and every way. So it's not like there are too many hidden secrets or whatever. So for that, it could be that we have a little chat, but I think it won't help that much. And it's more or less like in nowadays, everything is also so open what the opponent wants to do and about the players. And obviously, Dominic was also not part of their pre-season so far, so he was not aware what has happened in the last weeks. For that, it doesn't make sense. In this terms, we're just happy that we have him as a player who is right now supporting Leeds United.
How important do you think the Elland Road factor will be in getting the points that you need to survive this season?
Yes, it was the same 30 years ago, and it will be the same in 30 years, that for a newly promoted side, it's crucial that you are there with a really good home record. So we have made out of Elland Road a fortress on championship level and won many games and won many points. We know it will be difficult also to win the same amount of points that we did on championship level, but nevertheless, we have to make everything what is possible in order to make a fortress out of Elland Road again, and we have a great unity within the club again. We have a great bond with our supporters, and we know they can be second to none, not just in this country, but really they are outstanding and unique, and it's one of the biggest assets for the club. It's just also important that we are also, by all these emotions, are not over motivated, and that we channel also the emotions. So it's also important that the burden for the players not too high. So sometimes the expectations level and the excitement can also be a bit like additional pressure on the shoulders of the players. And it's also my job to take this a little bit away. But I'm pretty sure that our supporters will help us also to fly and also to play as good as possible and also successful as possible. And we need them, will need them, especially also in the difficult times and the difficult periods during the game, because we're playing in the best league of the world, and in each every game there will be also difficult periods due to the quality of the opponent. And in these moments we need them most like a 12th man on the pitch, and if they do so and all together and everyone is really spot on, we have also a chance to give ourselves a good opportunity to be the first team since a while to break this curse of getting immediately relegated. So we want to stay in this league, and yes, we need our supporters.
Hi, Daniel. You talk about Dominic coming in being like the first step of attacking addition sort of thing, but in terms of actual like number 9s or strikers now, how do you see the situation with the sort of 3 that you've got, and do you feel like you're still going to need to go and get another striker, or do you see it more as like more focus on wingers now? I guess what people want to know is Dominic's coming in, but will there be another striker, or do you think you've got enough now, or how do you see it?
Well, I'm not a big fan to have a group that is too big. For example, if you have 6 or 7 strikers, it's sometimes also difficult in terms of spirit and togetherness, because I'm a big believer in that you work with a group where every player has also a task and also a chance to play and can make an impact. This is also why we had also in the beginning of preseason some open and honest talks about, because I don't like to work with a group that is too big, because at times when you just work as a manager with fear, and if someone is not delivering, then he's for 3 months on the stand. I think for me these times are over. So players are always delivering in the best possible way once they feel needed and also backed. Of course, sometimes also with pressure, and also some criticism is sometimes also important, and competition is important, of course. But I'm not a big believer in having 6 or 7 strikers in the squad. We have right now, obviously, especially with Joel Pirot, with Lucas Mecha, and also with Dominic right now, three really proper striker options. We have also a young Harry Gray, who obviously will need a bit of time, but we also have him in team training to develop him further on. I wouldn't rule out another striker signing, because you always have to be awake till the last second of this transfer window if there is an opportunity, because obviously there are a few doubts also due to the injury record of Dominic, and also Lucas had a few problems in the past. So for that, I wouldn't rule it out. But right now, also the focus is also perhaps on other positions, and in general, we need definitely more quality up front and more options up front. We have lost one of our standout offensive players with Mano Solomon in comparison to last season. So especially also in this position, we have to stay awake and aware. And what I can confirm is that the club and all the key people are trying their very best also to build the best possible squad in order to give us the best possible chance to win many points.
Okay, so thanks for the answer. With Harry Gray as well, you mentioned him there. What's sort of like the plan with his development? I mean, is he someone that you see sticking around all season, or could he go out on loan? So there's obviously going to be a lot of focus on him. I know he's still only breaking through, but everybody knows how sort of like, how good he can be.
The focus, the plan is to take the focus a bit away of him and also not to speak about him too much. He's a 16-year-old youngster. I've mentioned him to explain it once, but I won't speak also in the future too much about Harry, because it's always difficult. Yeah, when you play for Leeds United, you have this last name, and a 16-year-old guy is more or less like the whole stadium is singing your name once you come on, and everyone expects you to celebrate once we get promoted, as if you have been the only one who is promoted. So it's never healthy for the development of the young player. And my message also, like, leave him alone a little bit, give him time to grow and to develop. And for that, it's also the last time for a while that I will speak in a press conference about him. Next time I will speak about him once he's on the pitch and shine, then we can speak about him again. But right now my message is also leave him a little bit alone, let him develop in a proper atmosphere. It's when you have this last name as a Leeds United player and have the expectations due to his family bonds, it's always a bit tricky. So for that, give him time and a bit also space to breathe and to develop in a proper way, and we try our best to allow him this. Good.
Hi, Daniel. Just on the winger, how far down the line are you in terms of progress of getting in a new winger, and how confident are you in getting all your reinforcements in before deadline day?
Yes, I'm always optimistic and always confident, but in this business, business is just done when it's really done, and everyone has signed everything. It's complicated. Even last moment something can happen, even whatever with the medical, or in the last moment there is something. We were also in one or two occasions during this window also sometimes pretty close to bring a new player on this position in, and in the end it shouldn't be. So for that, yes, I'm optimistic and also confident, but business is just done when it's done. So for that we have to be a bit more patient.
Thank you. And just on Jakobio, obviously he's suspended for Monday. How frustrating is it that even though he got a red card in a different competition, in a different league, that he's not available for you this weekend?
Yes, we have to adapt to the rules, and we knew the rules before, and it could be like this. So I leave it with other and more important people to decide if it's really the right scenario for a yellow red card or for a red card in a different country in a different competition. Then also to not allow the player to take part in the Premier League competition. That's not for me, because I'm not there with the rules board anyhow. So we just adapt to the rules, and is what it is. Of course, it's not ideal, because then also in the final test you can't give him that much game time, because you prepare more or less like for the first game, and then it's also difficult because he's more or less just available for the second game day. Then he has a while where he didn't play that much. It's of course not ideal for him, but it's also not too much about Jaka. It's just about the club, and for that we focus right now for Monday on the players who are available, and then after that, Jaka is back in competition.
Daniel, you know the stats. You've mentioned it actually in this press conference. The last 6 teams who've been promoted have gone straight back down. How do you plan to buck that trend? Yes, I think also all the managers in the last
seasons had a clear plan how to make sure that they would survive. And also when you have a look at the sums that the club have spent, at least some of them, it's normally incredible that you think, okay, they were already relegated. In fact, more or less already on February and March and had no chance. So this just shows how competitive the Premier League is. And I've also worked on Bundesliga level. It's also top league, but yeah, without any doubt, the Premier League is the toughest league in the world. And for that, in order to be successful there, everything has to be spot on. So everyone in the club, the recruitment is more like the work, the quality work. You have to be spot on, and not just for 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 months. You have to show this with consistency, and this is what we're trying to do. Of course, we have our clear idea of how we want to survive and how we want to be successful. But who am I that I will give you right now more or less a blueprint what is necessary to survive? I'm a big believer. It's not like you have to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk, and this is most important. So I don't give you right now the blueprint before, so I try to make it happen together with my players, together with my staff, and then we can celebrate us, and I can tell you then hopefully what was crucial, but before would be too arrogant anyhow, because before you have to do it.
You say it's the toughest league in the world. You know how tough it is, don't you, from your last 2 experiences in the Premier League? Do you feel like you've got something to prove?
No, because it's a completely different situation and scenario to my former club with Norwich. I had a great time there. I overtook them. Yeah, it was a team in more or less no man's land in the championship. The team was a bit too old, and the club was under big financial pressure. And out of nothing, we were able to return back to the Premier League, and I loved my time there, and I loved the players there. We had a great group, and I'm pretty grateful also for this experience. But this group of players was never made for competing on Premier League level. There's also no secret. So it was a situation we were actually not good enough to promote to the Premier League, because it was just a group of young talents from the academy and some players from abroad who were struggling to get contracts in the German or French or Spain second tier, and we were promoted to the Premier League. And part of the truth is, no one of these players, I think apart from Alex Tete in this time, has ever played on Premier League level. And apart from 1 or 2 exceptions, no one has ever played afterwards for Premier League level. So we knew before we would have no chance, and the club has decided then to not spend money at all, to use this year, because we were in talks, and I said, of course, we can perhaps buy 1 more striker or 1 more centre back for proper money. But let's be honest, we still would need a miracle to stay in this league. And for that, the club wants to take the money and wants to pay for all the sins in the past, invest in the training ground, invest in the stadium, invest in extending contracts of young players. And I was fully aware of this. And I was also pretty close to say, okay, come on, then it's a project for someone else, because at this time I had also some proper other opportunities, for example, out of the Bundesliga, but I also got the feeling at this time that I have to give something back. Norwich, I was the first non-British manager there, relatively unknown young manager from Germany. And they signed me because they trusted me, and I got the feeling, okay, I can't leave in such a situation. I have to give something back. And although it's perhaps not great for my own reputation, because relegation is always connected with your name, I was aware before. I said, okay, I want to give something back and try to create a miracle. And we nearly created a miracle. I think this first year, after 29 game days, we had 23 points, so it was never good enough to stay in this league. But we had some proper wins and won some points and still had a chance. And then there was this crazy situation with Corona, this break, and after Corona we had to play in empty stadiums and without supporters, without emotions. Then the quality was really shining. I think we lost all the last 9 games. It had no chance at all. So it was already written in the stars that this club, under these circumstances, would go back to the championship. And it was not like after doing this, I was doubting myself too much or think, oh, right now I have to prove something. I was pretty aware before that this would happen. And for that, no, I always do not and I was always more or less in this mindset. I try to do in my career not to think about, okay, what is in a selfish way the best thing for your career or whatever. I just do things where I'm fully convinced of I have to do this. And I had the feeling at this time I have to give something back and have to lead this club also during this period, because the club was begging me to do this, not to say, come on, we are promoted right now. I know we have no chance. I go right now to the Bundesliga and good luck. So I got the feeling I owe this club a little bit. And for that, I stayed there, and it was always clear that we would go back. But what I want to achieve is always when I leave a club, I want to let this club in a better position in comparison to the situation when I came through the door. And like I mentioned, I came through the door when this club was in no man's land in the championship and under big financial pressure, and the team was too old, and we built something new. And once I left, the club had no financial pressure. I had an exciting young team that was playing on Premier League level. So I'm absolutely fine with my time in Norwich. And then for that, no, I don't have a point to prove anyhow. I'm just fully concentrated and focused right now in order to also to take the next step in the development of Leeds United, because I also came in a pretty difficult situation. I wanted to steady the ship. I wanted to build something new, wanted to bring this club back to the promised land where it belongs, to the Premier League. And right now it's also up to establish this club on this level, because it's a club who belongs into the Premier League. It's a club with a fan base second to none. Everyone is speaking about the potential and about a sleeping giant. Yes, and that's fully true. But if we are really honest, the good times are already over since more than 2 decades. In the last 23 years, this club has just spent 3 years in the top flight of English football. So at the moment, we're not allowed to label us an established Premier League side. We had one really good season under the great Marcelo after promotion, one really good year, and then 2 years of struggling on Premier League level. And I want to make sure that this club stays for good, comes back for good, and stays for good, and also can label themselves, and hopefully in a few years also an established Premier League side. And will need lots of work, and we need to stick together and to work very hard and very ambitious as well, and keep our nerves also in challenging times. But it's more or less I want to make out of this club an established Premier League side, and this is my biggest claim, and not thinking about I have to prove something. No, I'm just focused on Leeds United. Thank you.
We're going to move on to the embargo section now. If you're okay to turn cameras off, please, at the back.